G'day, Michael here. I'm using a video camera to look at the computer, which seems a little bit silly, but it allows me to move around the room as well. I'll try not to shake too much. A friend of mine has alerted me to this filter design, which is on Thingiverse. That is the number, and this is the author. And he puts together quite a nice blurb as to why you should bother with these filters and what the health risks are with the ABS particularly and other particulates, I guess. And anyhow, signed up and got myself a Thingiverse account. I may end up putting some of my files up there for general use. Here is some of the imagery from the bundle that I've downloaded from there. Various files. He's thrown in some photos of what the article would look like. This is the part that's being printed by my Delta right now. I'll show you that in a second. Not that there's much to see. Exploded view. So he's done a pretty good job of it. And anyhow, we'll see how it all goes. But in essence, I'm going to try making this filter unit. And here's another benefit basically of having an enclosure. By having an enclosure, you can, of course, capture any particulate in the actual print area. So I mentioned the benefits of the enclosure in the past. Basically, when I've been printing ABS, I've just left the door sealed and ventilated my office here. But this will allow me to filter the air. It's also set up, way he's designed this is so it recirculates a good amount of it, but also extracts a certain amount. So any leaks in the enclosure will be letting fresh air in, and the exhaust air coming from the enclosure will be filtered and cleaned. Yeah, now I had a video put up yesterday showing all my 3 printers busy. Well, the Prusa's still busy on the same part that I was doing yesterday. It's been at it for 27 hours. I might just change the lighting here. Well, that didn't help much. Basically, this is to handle a whole lot of screwdriver bits and drill bits in my toolbox for site work. Yeah, it's quite a big thing. I'm a bit worried I'm running out of Z-axis travel. I've got about 12mm left, and I think I've got about 9mm of height left in this design, which is a little bit unnerving, but we'll see how it goes. Now the TiVo is preparing for printing a part, which I might start any second. I'll just clean that up. Okay, so it has begun. I've only got PVA down here, but I've got the bed heated. I suppose I should shut the doors and leave it in peace. Now this is PLA. I'm still not able to print this full area in ABS yet. I haven't quite got around that. I seem to have no trouble at all to about 120mm, and beyond that the difficulty arises greatly. So I'm having no trouble with, of course, PLA over this area with a heated bed. We'll see how we go. Alright, but here you can actually see the difference between the 3 machines. This TiVo here is basically like a really big Prusa design. And the table is moving backwards and forwards, as you can see there. As is my i3. The table is moving backwards, which means the whole object is being shaken backwards and forwards, which to me is a significant disadvantage. And the Delta, of course, what you're working on remains static, and the printhead does all the moving. So there's a lot of advantages in that too. And each different design has its own pluses and minuses. I can't really say, oh my god, this is the best. It's more a matter of fit for purpose, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. But I'm pretty happy with that setup. Okay, now I'll just show you what that TiVo's actually just begun. Okay, so this is the pair of parts the TiVo is working on. They're templates for basically machining in latches into doors. And I've really enjoyed the way I've got this set up here for managing multiple printers. I've got a desktop for each printer. Like the first desktop, in this case, I happen to have the design files for those templates. I'm using a system called VeriCAD, which I'm very happy with. On the first desktop, I've got Slicer being used as Delta, working on that Thingiverse file. On the second desktop, I've got Slicer working as TiVo, working on the TiVo print job. And I've got Slicer working as Prusa with that design that it's that's currently in that printer. Let me just rotate that around a bit. As you can see, there's 4 rows and then the last sort of a half angled over hole there. Now it's basically just about completing the 4 rows. Let's just zip back over there. Just about completing the 4 rows. So I'm hoping that my little bit of a Z-axis travel, which is almost nothing left, will be enough to accommodate the final print height. It's a bit scary. We'll see how we go. Alright, well I guess that's it. I'll do another video when I've got that particulate filter thing sorted, but it looks like it'll be a few days before that's ready. Okay, well that's it from me. Bye for now.